SWE Fury. Folks, my name is Bob Mauldin, joined by Denton.
Glad to be here, buddy. Big night tonight, man. All kinds of stuff going on. All kinds of talent here in SWE.
Has Brent McKenzie met his match? He's up against Angel Camacho in our main event tonight.
I'm telling you, buddy, that's a big man. It's going to be. What do we got here?
Hello. Okay.
How you doing, sir?
We're joined by Brent McKenzie. Lance Romance is here. The enforcer, Andrew Anderson.
Mr. Denton, if you would so respectfully vacate the broadcast booth so I may speak to Mr. Bob Mauldin, word boy, if you will.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. We are now being joined.
No one told you to start talking yet.
Okay.
No, I used to watch him when I was a kid. That's a Grappler.
How old are you? Oh, jeez. I've got some grievances that I would like to address with you, with these people watching at home, with my comrades here, Mr. Anderson, Mr. Romance, and may we introduce the one and only Kate Carson, the real Carson, the best Carson in Texas.
Okay. Hi, nice to meet you.
You shut your mouth. I swear I have not told you to speak. Ryan Moonshine Mantell. The only way that you could get a victory over me is by throwing yourself over the top rope. You know what? Now you get to leave. Now you get to leave.
Just get out of here. Get out of here right now, Bob. Get out of here, Bob.
But first, I've got something for you. Hold your hand out. Hold that.
Hold on.
Thank you.
Can we put this on? Can we put this on?
Let's put these on.
I feel official now.
Oh, wow, I can hear myself.
I know, I can hear
way
myself
better
too.
now. Ryan Mantell, Moonshine Mantell, my former friend. The only way that you could beat me the last time we locked up in that ring was by throwing yourself over the top rope. That's the only way. I didn't throw Moonshine over that.
No,
rope.
you did not.
I did not. Now, I also heard some things that you were saying about my esteemed colleague here, Mr. Anderson, Mr. Andrew Anderson. You called him a hired goon.
Goon? He called me a goon? You didn't tell me that before?
That's exactly why I didn't tell you, because he's not a hired goon, Ryan. He's one of my very best good friends, and he wants to be here. He's not a hired goon. I would never hire a man like this. A man like this does what he wants to do, when he wants to do it, and how he wants to do it. Now,
You know what, Moonshine Mantell? You're the one walking around here with grain alcohol, calling yourself a role model for the fans of SWE Fury. But you know what?
How dare you,
I
sir.
think that's disgusting. I think you're disgusting. Tex, you beat the heavyweight champion last I saw in a tag match that you and I were both in. No, we beat the team, but you pinned.
I pinned the champion. I pinned the SWE Fury heavyweight champion, Tim Storm. And that will forever be in the record books. 1, 2, 3.
We are back here on SWE Fury, and after, well, a disruptive start to the show, we now are finally getting underway with our opening contest to determine the #1 contender for the SWE title, Denton.
I hear you, buddy. Winner of this match is a shot at the man standing right here, Mr. Tim Storm. What do you think about that, boss?
Hey, man, anytime I get to join you guys out here for this great action, two professionals like you, I'm all for it. I mean, obviously, you've got Dirty Andy Dalton. He is dirty against the young gun Chandler Hopkins. Again, another example of young, talented, athletic, diverse background guys who are going to get in there and do everything they can to win.
Well, I'll tell you should be scouting this one real close, because the winner gets a title shot against you, buddy.
Yeah, you know, anytime you get that, you got to take those guys seriously. Now, you know, the interesting thing here is as I look at the two competitors, both completely different in styles, both completely bring something different to the table against me. So, yeah, I'm definitely scouting. I'm definitely looking at opportunities to see, you know, try to find a weakness with these guys.
Oh, there you go. You might follow a few missing teeth there with Andy Dalton.
Tim, I know your track record, boss, and I totally respect what you've done in pro wrestling, believe me. I know you can stand your own with anyone, and but like you said, right here in SWE Fury, man, the competition just gets stronger and stronger.
Yeah, there's, you know, in in this locker room, in this group of people, there is not a weak person. There is not a person that's not a competitor, whether it's a man, woman in the SWE locker room. And right now what you're seeing is two amazingly talented guys. And I know they approach everything differently. You've got one guy who's kind of going to follow the rules, do things by the book, and do what he considers right. And you've got Andy Dalton.
Yes, yeah.
The thing with Andy Dalton, you know, he's been called a lot of things. He's been called dirty. He is that. Andy Dalton, you know, he's a journeyman in professional wrestling. I know for a fact that Andy Dalton has worked 5 matches this week all over the country.
You know, he's like a Timex watch. He can take a licking and keep on ticking, though, no matter what. I'll sit him down and back up.
He better be able to take a licking and keep on ticking, because tonight I'm going to give him everything he can handle, and I'm going to beat him. That's the goal.
There you go, buddy.
Wow. Disposing of Chandler Hopkins in the corner. We saw an attempt at some interference by Lazarus James outside. 1, 2, and no. As we have a pin attempt there, you almost had your number 1 contender as Dirty Andy Dalton.
You know, Bob, you bring up a good point when you bring up Lazarus, and you can't ever discount when you've got a man that size with that kind of experience that has your back out there. That's something that brings a distinct advantage to Andy Dalton.
Yes, it does. And you know, Chandler Hopkins, I'll tell you something, man. This fella, he's an athlete in shape. You can tell he pays his dues.
Yep.
He pays the price to be whatever it takes to make it in this professional sport. I respect that as well as you have. Andy Dalton may wish he hadn't gotten in the ring with this guy tonight.
Well, I'll tell you, I think Chandler Hopkins right now, after those 2 vicious chops in the corner, he's paying his dues right now.
Oh, yeah.
I to be honest with you, I don't have a preference here. I couldn't tell you who I want to face, because both of these guys are competitors.
Well, as a result of this match tonight, we will determine who the contender will be for the SWE title, which will be defended by Tim Storm in our main event next week, and it was very close to being Chandler Hopkins there.
You know, Tim, it depends on, sometimes you come out to wrestle and you're into brawling that particular night. Sometimes you're into all the moves and the wrestling ability you got. Just depends on which one of these guys you get. Hope you're in that mood that particular night, because anybody can be beat at any given time.
Hey, there's no doubt. I mean, Andy Dalton brings that brain buster to the ring that most people, you know, haven't seen, can't do. Oh, that's beautiful. Whether you like him or not, you got to respect the athletic ability to be able to do that. But it doesn't matter to me which one of these guys. I'm to a point in my career where my style is my style. It doesn't mean I can't wrestle. It just means I'm going to go out there, I'm going to fight and try to keep what's mine.
No, that's like I say, I respect that totally. And these people here in SWE Fury, all the fans respect you as well. They're proud to have a fighting champion like you, as well as I say I am too.
Well, thank you. And I will never run. I will always, part of that is I can't run anymore, right? These knees are to the point where I can't.
It's that Texas in you too.
That's right. I will stand and fight. And I hope I don't find my Alamo anytime soon, but I'm definitely going to stand and fight to the end.
I hear that, buddy.
Andy Dalton heading up top now. He's sitting on that top turnbuckle. What's he going to do here? Is Chandler Hopkins trying to get back to his feet? He's up with a knee to the face. Stumbling and trying to keep his footing as Andy. Whoa, look at that!
Oh, that is awesome.
Spanish fly off the second rope. Oh, a close 2 5/8 count there. I actually thought he had him beat on that move. That's impressive.
What a move!
The Spanish fly.
That's what it's called. Yeah, that's
off
called the Spanish
rope?
fly. Yeah,
Last time
that's
I
what
seen
it's
that
called.
was in Tijuana, and never mind.
Different story, different finish.
I hear you.
What a close match this is. Andy Dalton, he's licking the bottom of his boot again. Oh boy, Chandler Hopkins. A little bit of footwork there, and Scurry's down. Andy Dalton back to the corner. Chandler Hopkins on his feet. You may be looking at the contender.
Hey, whichever one of these guys it is, I'm going to have to be ready, and both of them are going to be a challenge. Oh.
Big snap suplex over, and looks like we're going to get another one here.
This could be it.
Chandler Hopkins a little trouble grabbing that off leg to try to make that pin. I think that might have cost him right there.
He was so close, just struggled a little bit with pulling that leg up.
5 minutes happen.
Once again, another great opening match here on SWE Fury, and this to determine who has a shot at that title in next week's main event. Big body slam now as Chandler Hopkins signals he's going up top.
He's got some left in the tank, brother. We'll see
there
where
it
it's
is.
at.
He's not letting him go up top. Forearm to the head there.
Watch out, Lazarus James is out here now, and Chandler Hopkins throws after him. Andy Dalton kicking that rope.
That the ref doesn't see because of the distraction, again, from that man Lazarus. One of the most vicious finishes in wrestling today.
Look at that. Oh,
Here's your opponent, sir.
And new #1 contender for the SWE Heavyweight Championship, Dirty Andy Dalton.
Storm, you are looking at your #1 contender for your SWE heavyweight title. What do you have to say about Andy Dalton?
Hey, both of those guys can be proud of the effort they just put in. The match that they just had, that was a great contest. Obviously, he's called Dirty for a reason. You had Lazarus, who's made the difference like he normally does. That's the man that I'm going to face for the SWE World Championship. I'm ready to do that. Dirty or not, I still got to get the job done because that's what champions do.
It'll be our main event on next week's show. Be sure you tune in then, as that title will be defended by our SWE champion, Tim Storm. We're back with more wrestling action next on SWE Fury. Ladies and gentlemen, SWE Fury always bringing in new and exciting talent, and let's introduce this guy right here. My goodness, Damon Windsor, welcome to SWE Fury.
What's your name, friend?
I'm Bob Mauldin.
Bob?
Yes.
Are you a man of faith, Bob?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I am.
See, I believe everything happens for a reason.
Okay.
I believe that the fates themselves have put me here.
Really?
SWE, deep in the heart of Texas. And you know why?
Why?
Because it is my job to remove a cancer from that heart.
No.
A cancer from the place I hold dear, maybe even holy, you might say. My sanctuary, my temple. I will remove it. You look a little perplexed.
A little bit.
A little confused.
Little.
Don't worry, Bob. I'll help you understand. And I'll make you believe.
Damon Windsor, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we are back here on SWE Fury. Damon Windsor, very strange interview with him a little bit earlier there, Len Denton, and now he's in the ring against Lou Gotti.
Why do you say you had a strange interview? What was wrong there?
Well, I don't really know how to describe it. I don't know if it was, spiritual, maybe? I'm not sure.
He is sure is a big fella. That's all I can say for you right there.
Absolutely.
Don't look like too much is damages him, but his opponent's laying on him. He's still there, hanging in there, but looks like he rocked the big fella that time, yeah.
Lou Gotti doing a number on Damon Windsor right now as he goes for a pin already. It's only one, though. A great crowd braving some bad weather to be here at the Old Gin in Point, Texas tonight. As Lou Gotti goes for that Irish whip, but Windsor hangs on and a chop for his trouble again.
You know, being Damon Windsor's debut here in SWE Fury, he needs to kick it in the butt here and get something done.
That's right, Lou Gotti up and over.
Oh,
Big
hey,
boot.
he must have heard me.
Sounds like it. You know, he has some sort of telepathic connection with you, I think.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's and that's not really a far-fetched comment there, Len Denton. Some of the things he said earlier. Let me. Did you see that?
What was that?
He clotheslined him in the back of the neck. Lou Gotti landed directly on the top of his head.
That was amazing. Unbelievable. I've never seen that in wrestling. 47 years.
My goodness. Damon Windsor now going for what would be his finish, that big double choke slam. Gotti coming in. Shoulders to the midsection. Uh-oh. He went for what looked like a punch, drapes him across the top rope there. Windsor was able to stop what was going to be a punch of some sort. Gotti in the ring. Wow.
Oh.
1, 2.
Big man came out of it. He still got some fight left in him.
And another pin. 1. Nope, wait a minute. The choke. Watch that chokehold, ref. Gotti escapes, comes back with a forearm. Windsor now pushes Gotti off. Forearm again for his trouble. Pushes him off again. He's in the corner. Uh-oh, there's an enziguri for his trouble, and Lou Gotti. Huge back body drop.
A big back body drop right there.
That's exactly right. I believe his toes scraped the ceiling there, Lyndon.
Windsor's like 6'7".
Wow, that double choke slam again. 1, 2, and 3. He didn't even have to pin him, really. He just...
And the winner of this bout via pinfall, the provider, Damon Windsor!
Well, there you go. That's a way to dominate. Damon Windsor comes out with the win with that big double choke slam. Lou Gotti arriving in the ring in pain behind him. We're coming back. The Grapplers Garage is next here on SWE Fury.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for another edition of Grapplers Garage. So please help me welcome the Grappler!
Here he is, the Grappler making his way to the ring here, the legend, the guy who's going to come out and looks like he's going to interview the Rabbit Empire.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks. Welcome you to Grapplers Garage. Like any other old garage, you come in with a problem, I'll solve your problem. But you know, this week, we got a special guest out here. There's a fella in the back named Niles Plunk. Come on out here. He's got a manager named Nigel and some other guy named Dexter. I'm inviting him out to Grapplers Garage right now.
I hope Grappler knows it's Plunke. Maybe I should tell him.
Plunke.
Too late.
Plunke, is that French?
It's very fancy, yes.
What kind of wine you got this? Huh. First of all, I want to ask you a question, brother. What is the problem? All I hear about, all the people keep asking me about, what are you trying to do to Super Mike?
Look, first of all, Grappler, let me tell you that not everything is as it seems, but we're not here to talk about the drudgery and the dreary past. We're here to talk about SWE Fury's future, and what better thing to do with the future than to improve it, and that's what...
What are you trying to do? You guys keep kind of put people out of wrestling, and Super Mike seems to be a problem.
No. We're here to educate people.
Yes, we're here to educate. And what we're here to do right now is we're going to have a little bit of a wine tasting. A bit of a wine tasting.
I think the people would rather hear about Super Mike and, wine tasting.
I will now pour the glasses, because who better to talk about wine than the connoisseur?
Guess so.
Yes, that's our host. Yes. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do, and everybody pay attention that's watching, is take a look at your wine. Give it a good swirl. You want to release those aromas, the nose, if you will. Something you're very familiar with sticking out of that mask. So put that thing right in there and take a whiff.
Never did like wine myself. I didn't, hey, this is your time. I didn't know these fellas were coming out, but since they're here.
Grappler, you said that this segment is about problems and come up with solutions to problems. We're not here to talk about your crappy wine, Niles Plunke. Let's be honest, anybody that's ever tasted it, hey, take a taste and tell me what it tastes like. Try it. It tastes exactly like your grandma's rancid milk, right?
I mean, I did spit it all over the place last show.
That is true. You got some taste tests in the front row 2 weeks ago, and they all said it sucked too. But the reality is that Nigel and the Empire, you guys have been running roughshod for the last couple of weeks here at SWE Fury. Right now, I'm challenging you and you and one more next week for a 6-man tag. I've got Chandler Hopkins, the modern-day cowboy. Yours truly, Adam Asher, the Apocalypse. You get one more, we'll get one more, and we're going to end the Empire once and for all. Do you guys want to see that happen next week? Grappler, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to go talk to whoever you need to talk to get this set up so that we can shut that big, limey mouth once and for all. I'm going to leave this in your hands. That's the problem. Go fix it, Grappler.
It looks like next week's 6-man tag team action will be right here on SWE Fury. We'll be back with more right here. Denton, didn't you used to watch that show?
I kind of, yeah, I believe I remember that. I'm familiar with Matlock, the show, yeah.
This doesn't look like Andy Griffith. This isn't Andy Griffith in the ring. This is Matlock. Not Matlock, Matlock.
That means he can lock you up on the mat. Is that what he's saying?
I believe so. Here he is, Cade Carson, Matlock, both in their first showings here at SWE Fury.
Now we got a little wrestling here. That's different. That's good.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Got that hammerlock side headlock.
Over, yeah.
Yeah, very good. Cade Carson and Matlock, two new faces here on SWE Fury.
There we go. They're continuing the wrestling. Let's see what these boys got here.
Great wrestling action here, right in the middle of the ring, exactly where it belongs on SWE Fury. Carson up. Off the rope, shoulder tackle. Wow.
I don't know how much that'll pin a guy, but if you want that in your repertoire.
I guess. Little booger action there. Big hip toss there. Sends Cade Carson to his corner with Lance Romance. Your thoughts on that, manager?
Lance Romance. He looks like he's a romantic fella. In there in his black baseball cap. Is that what he's wearing? A baseball cap?
That's a
tennis.
I don't know. Good grief. Did you hear that?
I did. I just think it's been a long time since Lance had any romance.
You think so?
I think so.
That's not according to him. He wouldn't put it that way, I'm sure.
I mean, I know there's a lot of lonely women out there in the world, but I don't know how many are that lonely.
Wow. Huge Irish whip into the corner. Matt Locke. You have to be careful to separate those two. Matt and Locke. Matt Locke in the corner now, suffering at the hands of the great Cade Carson here.
Oh.
A locker room full of talented individuals, not a slouch among them, and Cade Carson.
That's going to take it out from under you right there, buddy.
Wow, whoa.
Got to hook that leg when you go for a pin like that, see?
Out at a count of two now. What a great match here as we get to have our first look at Cade Carson and Matt Locke.
I'll tell you, it's amazing. SWE Fury just keeps sending them out, man. Talent unbelievable, one after the other. It's something else watching this show.
Not only do you get to see the legends, the greats, you also get to see the up-and-comers, those who have already been making their tracks across Texas and the Southwest.
That's what's interesting about watching the show. You never know who's coming out of the dressing room. You never know what kind of star you get to see, and that's fantastic.
That's exactly right, and you end up finding new favorites each and every week here on SWE Fury.
Oh, yeah.
As Carson splashes Matt Locke into the corner there.
And these fans, they're lucky because they get to get out here and scream and holler and have a good time watching these matches. And And then, you know what? They can go home, watch it back on TV. May see their cell phone, nationwide TV.
That's right. Up and over, big clothesline. Another clothesline. Jade Carson. Third clothesline. Block going for the kick. Carson down. Whoa!
Oh, that was an awesome move there now. That'll make you bite your tongue. It's over.
It's a count of 3, and our winner is Jade Carson.
And the winner of this bout via pinfall, the natural Cade Carson!
Never know, this might be one of your up-and-coming stars here, sir.
That's exactly right. We'll be back. More wrestling action right after this on SWE Fury. I am honored to be joined on commentary for this match by Scott Thompson, but you might actually have known this guy as Crusher Kong. Scott, welcome to the commentary booth.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob. This is going to be a real interesting matchup here. Michael, I've seen both these guys on a couple of shows in the area recently, and Michael Shafer, Texas has a big history of big guys, not just big guys, but big guys that can move.
Speaking of the history of big men in Texas wrestling, you yourself, all over the South, all over the world, you went crushing your opponents. And how does it make you feel to see that tradition alive and well with the big man in the ring right now, Mr. Michael Shafer?
I think it's absolutely, he's going to be a great pallbearer for that. He's a big guy, very agile. It's great to see somebody like that continuing that legacy in the state of Texas, these big guys that can really, really get after it.
And Malaco, he's off the hinges, he's off the chain, and you never know what to expect from the painted one, Magnificent Malaco, as he goes for an Irish rip, and it's not happening.
I tell you, I've seen this Malaco guy. He can wrestle a lot of different styles, which really makes him dangerous no matter who he's in the ring with.
There you go, a good way to get in behind and kind of mess with the guy a little bit. Malaco up and over now.
See, this is where the big man right here, he's going to take advantage of his size. There's nothing Malaco can do. He's too strong. Oh.
Looks like he can. Off the ropes. Nearly through the ropes. Catching Malaco. Michael Shafer gets him up on the shoulder now. He goes behind again.
Oh, nice.
Whoa! 1, 2, and no. I thought he was done.
You get a guy that size that can do a crossbody like that. I mean, that's just dangerous. That can do a lot of internal damage.
That's right. I would say it was a huge flying crossbody, but it was a huge man with that crossbody. Taking out Malaco, who stumbles into the corner now.
Yeah, as long as Michael Shafer keeps taking advantage of that size differential, I mean, he's got to have 150 pounds on Malaco. As long as he keeps taking advantage of that, he should make short work of this guy.
Talk to me about the ways that size advantage can be used to wear down an opponent in a match like this.
Well, a guy like Malaco, anything that he does, it takes 3 times the effort when you got somebody in there that's 350 pounds or so. You know, he's not wrestling, a 180-pound guy, 200-pound guy, so trying to lift him, trying to get out of his way, all of these things are just going to take a lot more effort, and it really wears a wrestler down. And then you got Nigel Rabbit out there with him. You can see him taking advantage of that as well.
Nigel Rabbit always a factor when he's out at ringside, and sometimes I just think unnecessary factor, especially when you look at someone the size of Michael Shafer. Here he goes. He's going to go for that illegal punch. No, wait. Malaco stops him. Malaco saved him a DQ.
Oh.
And gave him a headbutt for his trouble. Another one. Wait, here we go.
Come on, Shafer. You got to use the size. Oh, my goodness.
Did you see that?
How do you get a 350-pound guy up in the air like that delivering a drop kick?
A drop kick. 1, 2, and no. I can't believe it. That man did a flying drop kick, and Malaco walked right into it.
Yeah, you don't see guys 300 pounds plus that can get off the ground like that very often. But this is the thing with that kid Malaco. I mean, he's got an answer. Every time I've seen him, he's wrestling somebody with a different style, and he usually has an answer, but it's tough to answer that size. See?
Here's where you could cut down the big man, though. The sleeper hold applied.
Yeah, this is exactly what Malaco needs to do. If he has any chance in this match at all, if he can get some air out of that big man's lungs.
Oh, Shafer backing him into the corner and crushing Malaco.
Exactly what he needs to do. Continue using that size. Keep Malaco on the ground like he's doing. Look at the speed. Look at the speed.
Wow! Did you see that? There's a pin. 1, 2, and no! One more time, Malaco.
Yeah, that's one thing I've really been impressed with Malaco. He can take a significant amount of damage, and he just seems to keep coming.
Shafer moving around the ring like a cruiserweight. It's unbelievable. The agility, the speed. Why won't you die?
No.
He says it now. His Malaco bites his finger.
See, that's something the big man's got to work on a little bit. Once you get that size rolling, you got to keep on that man. Don't give him a chance to get back up like he's done with Malaco here. Malaco's just too dangerous.
Malaco trying for a clothesline, doesn't work. Tries it from behind, it doesn't work, and all that did was made him mad now.
There you go.
Ducks the clothesline. Malaco comes and takes a break now on the second rope.
I think that's Malaco's version of rope-a-dope.
Sounds like it. There he is over the top rope.
Oh.
A flash and a pin.
That's gonna
1,
be
2,
tough.
and
That's gonna,
from our perspective, it looked like it was almost 3 there on that one.
Yeah, Shafer's got to get back on top. It doesn't. Same thing with the big man. When the big man has to keep getting up off the mat, they usually don't have the same amount of wind as some of those smaller athletes do. And he really needs to stay on top of Malaco.
Is he really going to try for a suplex here?
This is a big mistake on Malaco's part. There's no way he's got the power at this stage in the match to get that big man up.
Shafer pushes him off. Up. Oh, good Lord, did you see that?
There was the power right there, the big man.
1, 2.
Oh.
Wow.
I tell you.
Malaco.
That Malaco, I don't know if he's a zombie or what, but he just keeps coming back like there's nothing that can kill this guy. Nothing that can keep him down.
If that didn't do it, what will? Malaco again. Only barely, but again.
You get a big man like this, what's he going to do now?
Well, he just stepped on the gut of Malaco. Making minced meat out of his...
It looks like he's going to the second
rope now.
He's going to the top.
Not the top.
This is the agility this big man has right here. If he hits this, Malaco's done. Oh, my gosh.
The ring.
Oh.
He moved.
You could hear that.
Malaco trying to roll him over. Barking as he tries.
That's going to be 1,
2, 3.
Shafer. That's the thing about being a big man and going to the top. You miss something like that, and the impact is just unreal on Shafer. Just couldn't come back from that.
Shafer with a missed opportunity. Well, you picked a fantastic match to come out here and visit with us on. Crusher, thanks so much for joining me tonight.
Hey, thank you, Bob. It was a pleasure. My pleasure. Great athletes here in SW, and it was a pleasure.
All right, we'll be back with more SWE Fury right after this.
Hey! You got lucky!
Our main event getting underway in the ring. I'm joined here. Lynn Denton and myself are joined by Nigel Rabbit, and Super Destroyer X is here.
Absolutely, but I mean, look at this. Right now we have two tremendous behemoths in the ring. Of course, the Puerto Rican juggernaut Angel Camacho against a close personal friend of mine, Super Tech Brent McKenzie.
Do you think McKenzie has met his match?
I don't think Brent McKenzie has met his match, but I guarantee you he'll get a good workout out of it.
Is he going to talk?
Why would he need to? I think I might have a better chance doing good commentary if I had a decent play-by-play. Do you want to do play-by-play? No, probably not.
Okay.
Probably. Look at this. Ooh.
You can go ahead.
Couple of big bulls trying to prove their dominance in the ring.
Well, let me ask you, Lynn Denton, do you think that Brent McKenzie has met his match?
I'll tell you something, by watching Brent McKenzie, I hate to have to say this, maybe I don't hate to. I don't think he's met his match in the SWE Fury because that man's double tough. You know, these people should be lucky, honestly, that he can't use the closed fist because he has got one of the best punches and the hardest I've ever seen. But, you know,
it hasn't stopped him before. Lynn Denton is now the action is getting underway. Angel Camacho, we've seen very dominant here in SWE so far. He may have met his match and won Brent McKenzie.
Look at that clubbing forearm, just doing everything he can to make the chest of Angel Camacho concave. Ooh!
It would take a lot to make that chest concave, I'll tell you that, Nigel Rabbit, but that headbutt right there might just do it.
Brent McKenzie has been beleaguered and beset upon by the officials here at SWE, and I'm just glad that he is such a formidable opponent. Look at this. Ooh, big body avalanche.
And beset upon. Beleaguered and beset upon by the officials, he says, Lynn Denton.
I hear you.
Ooh.
You know,
oh my goodness.
Wow.
I rarely see him get knocked off his feet like that.
Brent McKenzie knocked flat off his feet and onto his back by the Puerto Rican juggernaut, Angel Camacho. Wow.
Brent McKenzie, the look of shock on his face says it all. I mean, I don't think that he has ever left his feet with the exception to put them up for a nice cigar and whiskey at the end of an evening. Look at the despicable Pearl Harbor jump from behind and then slamming McKenzie's head into the, on a big fist in the midsection.
Headbutts, fists, sexual. Wow, there's fans getting out. Good grief. That was a chop if I've ever seen one.
Camacho, let's go, Camacho. What a chop. Reminds you of Wahoo McDaniel.
Ooh, good grief.
I'll be honest, all he's doing at this point is just angering Brent McKenzie.
You're exactly right.
Heroes, and McKenzie's not home. He's sitting in the crowd. Camacho right into that steel corner post that does not move.
Look at that, McKenzie very wise, breaking the count, and then right to work on Angel Camacho. He is going to win this 1, 2, 3, or a submission. He is not going to win this disqualification or count out because Angel Camacho just insulted him. And he is going to answer insult with insult.
Yeah, I believe you're right. There's going to be some payback. There's some deer payback right here, brother. He'll be paying back for that big chops and trying to embarrass McKenzie.
The facial features of Angel Camacho rearranged twice in a row by the backside of Brent McKenzie. Angry. That's massive elbow drop.
That elbow just driving right down into the sternum of Angel Camacho. And look, the big Puerto Rican juggernaut writhing in pain.
It's amazing how these big guys can move and kind of things they can do. It's just totally amazing.
McKenzie taking all that fury, that anger that he has with SWE out on his opponent, Angel Camacho, right now.
I'll be honest, if James Beard hadn't been the bully that he's been and had been keeping Brent McKenzie from using his full arsenal, this match would have been over 5 minutes ago, and Mr. Camacho wouldn't be looking at a cracked sternum, broken ribs. He'd just be worried about his dental bill in the morning. But now, as a result of the short-sightedness and the bullying behavior of James Beard, he is making poor Angel Camacho pay the price.
Are you reading this or saying this? Sounds like he's reading something off a piece of paper.
Sounds rehearsed to me. I don't know.
Look at it. This is what you two idiots just don't understand. This is how you do commentary.
Well, I'll tell you, you might be surprised at Camacho, okay? I've seen the big boy take a lot of punishment.
He absolutely has. He is a fierce competitor, but he is in the ring with Brent McKenzie. Super Tex. And his Super Tex realigns the spine of Camacho. 1, 2. Only 2.
I will give you that, Nigel Rabbit, that he is in the ring with Brent McKenzie, and that's definitely a more of a challenge than he's had any time so far in the SWE.
Look at this. Just wrenching the head, cutting off the circulation, cutting off the wind to the lungs. Brilliant maneuver. Ooh! Oh!
Elbows.
Just vicious.
And right back to it goes Brent McKenzie. Referee checking with Camacho, who somehow holds on and somehow is still in this.
I don't know. He doesn't. He looks less in this and more out of it. Although it does seem to be sparkling back to life.
Now looks like Camacho's got the fans behind him now.
Angel Camacho came out here ferociously beating opponents over the last couple of weeks, and he's in the ring right now with the toughest opponent he's had. Forearms back and forth. One after the other now. Brent McKenzie off the rope, reverses it. Ducks the clothesline, does Camacho.
Oh! Whoa! Mid-air collision. You could feel that shake when they hit. Oh my goodness, the foundations.
This could be a double count out right here. Can you imagine how much weight that was colliding together?
Ooh. You could feel the ring shake, the wind on the third, fourth, fifth row of this place. The roof raised as those two came crashing together and falling to the mat.
Depends on who's got a little bit left in the tank here, who can dig down and bring it out for the win.
Brent McKenzie, thumb 300 pounds. Camacho well over 400. Ooh. Headbutt now. I don't know that's going to do much to McKenzie. Ooh. Repeated headbutts. Good grief.
Just the incredible fortitude of these two men. Ooh! Answering headbutt for headbutt. I mean, that's their brains are jostling around inside those craniums.
This is devolved into a headbutt contest now, and there we go, Camacho.
I don't know about you, that one there looked like the stiffest one I've seen so far.
Oh, just brutal.
They might want to get someone under the ring to check it out. This. Wow! That Camacho can move. McKenzie.
Back to his feet. Camacho is something. I got to give him credit, man. Look at it.
Oh, no.
Going to the top rope. A man this big. It's unbelievable.
I can't believe he's going to go for it again, but look, Lance Romance over here distracting the referee while in the back we have Carson. Ooh! Put a stop to that from Camacho. McKenzie, was that a punch?
It was not. It was a forearm.
Right
it was a
his
forearm.
Signature punch.
It was a forearm. Look at this. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know.
Brent McKenzie.
You seen that was his signature punch right there?
It wasn't his signature punch. His signature punch comes with an autograph. That was a forearm.
I see what the guy done, and it was illegal. All right? You know it, I know it. Tell the people you know it. You shouldn't have won that match.
What I saw was 1, 2, 3, and the winner of this match, Supertex Brent McKenzie. And because you're not an official, what you say doesn't matter.
What a main event here as the roof comes off of the old gin in Point, Texas. We'll be back next week with more great SWE